Hey, it's MK, and I am here with a Paw Your Way into Our Hearts video for you guys, and I'm also combining this with Woodgrain and Winter. I have this adorable photo of my puppies playing in the snow. This was from, I believe, 2 years ago, 2022. That was last year. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. So also from last year, I have my advent calendar pieces from Pear Tree Cut Files. I did order the advent calendar, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use those or this Believe in Magic acrylic piece that was also from last year in the Some Assemblage Required shop. And then this kit is, oh, I have a few more pieces from Some Assemblage that I'm showing you guys. The sketchy trees. So this kit was put together last year during my during my December documenting, and I am going to go through it ever so slowly, and I don't know what is going on, but it has taken me almost 2 days to actually edit this video. It's crazy town. So the first few pieces that I have is the 49 and Market Vintage Artistry Peace and Joy collection. I absolutely fell in love with the Peace and Joy because of all of these trees, these watery, colory trees, and I just had to have it. I also combined it with Simple Stories. I think it's Simple Vintage Winter Woods collection, and then a few green pieces, but I'm not going to use all of it. This was just something that I had put together for some sledding photos, and I used it all up, so these were the leftovers. I have this adorable flare from from Canvas Flare Buttons. No, from Scrap and Happy Studio. I love these flares, you guys. I bought a couple sets of them. And then I have that acetate snowflake that is uber old from Close to My Heart. I think like 2010 old. It's my last one, but it doesn't make it on the layout either. And a couple more pieces from Peace and Joy. These are the die cut ephemera bits, I believe is how you say it. So lots and lots of little blue things. Like I said, I was documenting sledding photos, and I did, I think, 2.5 pages or 2 pages and some pocket pages, something like that. And then I just had all these leftover bits and pieces. And I knew I had some more snow photos that I wanted to play with, which is usually how I associate all my blue wintry pieces for. So I'm not really using the Christmas Spectacular kit, so this one is entirely different. These ones here are random, totally random pieces from Simple Stories. Some of them are from Christmas Lodge, some of them are from the Winter Woods, things like that. So here are the faux brads from the Winter Woods. I think I only pick a couple of those. And then I have the foliage pieces from the Winter Woods collection. I don't think I've even opened this one up, or maybe I did, and that's where the birds came from. I'm not sure. And then the chipboard pieces. So like I said, all of these pieces are one kit that I had put together from last year. They're leftovers from last year's kit, I should say. Even the papers are leftover from last year, except for the piece of wood grain that I pulled out, which is one that I pulled out for this year's kit. But I do have this piece of cardstock. I actually bought 3 pieces and used up all 3 pieces. One of them is where I just used the tree portion, and then the other one is I only used half of each tree portion. I know it's kind of weird that I didn't have a full sheet between all of it. Who knows what I was thinking last year, but this is what I ended up with. And then this is the wood grain that I'm going to be playing with. It is wood grain on the other side, but I'm going to work with the gray wood grain. And I'm actually going to end up cutting it all up using my scissors because I don't want it to be perfect like an edge, like a trimmer does. I also pulled out a piece of white cardstock. And I thought, well, I'm going to be building my layout on top of the white cardstock, and I wasn't sure whether or not the white cardstock was going to show through. So I do a wood grain technique on the white cardstock. Not that I'm going to be using it. In fact, it doesn't even end up showing up, but it was something that I did just in case it did show up. I can texture, my white cardstock, I guess, is where I was going with that. But ignore it. It doesn't end up being seen at all. So I did trim down all of my wood grain. I basically just followed the lines that were already in my wood grain paper. I'm taking my edge distresser and distressing the edges that I think are going to show up and be on top. I try not to edge distress all the edges, because then it just gets really, really bulky. And then I edge distressed the papers, the blue tree papers, for the parts that are going to be sticking up as well. So off camera, I do end up flattening out some edges where I think they're going to be hidden, things like that. I cut out a bunch of process here because I'm still not used to my camera setup. I haven't found that sweet spot yet. Sometimes I pull my pieces too close to me, and then the bottom half of my entire video is cut off because you can't see it. It's too close to me. Sometimes it's too far away from me. And then the entire top portion is cut off. It is seriously a thing trying to work with a brand new tripod. And this isn't even a tripod. It's actually an arm that I got for video recording. And I just can't find that sweet spot yet. So I do apologize. I've had a couple comments come in about how the bottom half of my layouts are taken off and they wish they could see the whole thing and whatnot. And I do apologize, you guys. I am trying to work with it. I promise. I really am. So what I'm doing is I had a vision, which to me is really, really weird. But I had a vision of tree trunks, and then through the tree trunks you can see the trees in the background. That was my vision, and what I wanted to be seen here. Not that there's trees and whatnot. I mean, yes, there are trees in the background of my puppies playing in our front yard, but I wanted it to look like that on my paper, like we were playing in the trees above, and then there's the woods in the background of us. And whatnot. And so, yes, it does end up to where I make this big old huge background. It took me forever. It even took me forever to edit the video for the background. And then I end up putting so much stuff on top of it that you don't even see it. So here's what I mean by I pull things too close to me, and now it is you know, I cut the bottom off, and like I said, I tried to cut all that out, especially if it wasn't relevant to the video, because it just, honestly, I don't want anybody as frustrated as I am trying to deal with my camera issues. I am using frayed burlap as the brown for my edge distressing. So I edge distressed, and then I just ran the distressed edges over my ink pad, so that way I get a little bit of a darker brown instead of just the white being shown. I do realize that I missed one piece. I didn't ink those edges up on a couple of the pieces, but I am okay with that. And then of course my blue pieces, I did not ink those up because I really wanted it to look like snow. So I took my leftover wood grain strips and I put them together like they were planks and used that to map my photo. And I kind of like how some of them are a little bit longer. I didn't want it to make it too obviously longer, but I do like that. And then this ripped little blue piece that I ripped out of one of my tree background pieces, I'm going to use as a snow hill to tuck in and have layers around my photo. Now everything is going to stay pretty concentrated down at the bottom half of my layout, and the trees over on the left side of my page, or actually that's the right side of my page, they pretty much get covered up entirely. So I decided to bring in this giant die cut to make it look like there's trees even farther in the back, like on top of a hill or something like that. So I mean, seriously, I'm making this up. Really, honestly, but that was, you know, where I wanted it. I wanted it to look like just this big old wintry forest on my layout, and my puppies are right in the middle of playing in it, and it was just super fun. This is one of the snow days that we had last year, because last year's winter was absolutely crazy, and then this year we have no snow at all. What's up with that? But yes, last year we got dumped on so much. I think the whole world got dumped on so much that we had so many snow days, and my kids practically volunteered to go out and continue to shovel the snow, even if it was still snowing. It was just fun. We were out there playing in the snow. We were piling it all up so that way we had a hill to sled down. And of course, my daughter, being so small for not being able to actually do any of the shoveling, she tried. She really did. But once it started getting too high, she couldn't lift the shovel up high enough to throw it on top of the hill. So she just started sledding. And she loved that her brothers were throwing the snow on top of her while she sled down and whatnot. It was super fun. It really was. I tried to bring out the snowmobile, or not snowmobile, the snow blower, and actually get it to blow it up higher. And then I broke the snow blower, so that's on me. But it was super fun, to be honest. I had a blast. Playing in the snow with the kids on a snow day. And then, of course, the puppies just had no clue. They were out there enjoying the living daylights out of it. I have tons more photos of the puppies enjoying the snow and getting snowed on by the snowblower before I broke it. Good thing is, though, is that my husband was able to come home and fix the snowblower, so it wasn't as broke as we thought it was actually going to be. All right, so as for the snowflakes, I actually went through and I tried to mix them, and I did not like them mixed. So I decided that I only wanted the same snowflakes going throughout my entire background. I did not want the mixed snowflakes that were actually in the collection. So in case you guys are curious. And what's really cool too is that they are a gray wood grain snowflake. So I think that's pretty cool. If you ask me, I was like, oh, wood grain on wood grain. I love that. And then when it came to a couple pieces, like the chipboard piece, I don't even know what it says, but it was a little girl sledding. I think it actually says a snow day. And I didn't like how pink her jacket was. And so I tucked her behind my photo, but left the little snowflake and the little token that I think says snow day sticking out from the side of my photo. I added some flare that I flattened in my die cut machine and a couple of my faux brads. And that is my layout for today. I did label it to holiday traditions and Christmas wishes and all that stuff. But in all honesty, it was just so much fun. I took several pictures because this wasn't the only day that we did this or that my puppies had fun in the snow while we were trying to shovel it. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. Don't forget to check out everyone else that is playing along with Paw Your Way into Our Hearts, where we have videos about our puppies, or not videos, but layouts about the furry friends in our hearts, and also to the playlist down below for Woodgrain and Winter and all the wonderful people that are playing along with that. And thank you again, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.